Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about the very best design software. Now I want to start the video telling you that my opinion on this topic has changed over the years and now I actually think that there is no best one single design software. Now let me explain. I first started with Photoshop back in the days and when I discovered Sketch I thought that that was the very best improvement I could have ever dreamed of. But ever since then a lot of years have passed and the landscape when it comes to design softwares has changed quite a bit. And nowadays we have actually so many design softwares which can be hard to choose, but my top three remains the same, and that is Sketch, Figma and Adobe XD. So nowadays I find myself working primarily in Sketch and in Figma, although I do use Adobe XD, especially for prototypes, since I believe that the prototyping features and some of the recent add-ons, such as having the ability of creating and allocating different states to the design elements for the prototypes is really a killer feature, and I really hope that the other design softwares are going to implement it soon. But nonetheless, I think that at this point all of these top three design softwares give you pretty much the same ability to create the same type of designs more or less, and so you won't really be hindered if you use one or the other. Another thing to consider is that the learning curve between one software and the other is actually very easy, since if you already know one software, chances are there's going to be a lot of similarities in the other ones, so you're going to pick them up really fast. So my best recommendation if you're a freelancer is to simply go and search for the design software and try them all and really see which one you really vibe with the most. And if you're looking for a stable job, or even if you're freelancing but you're aiming to work with a certain type of clients, my best recommendation is to really try and focus and see what the marketplace is really looking for. And I know this might be a little bit tricky, but if you see a trend where all of the job applications are asking you to know how to use Sketch because that's the software that the team is using internally, and you want to join a team, chances are you don't want to focus all that much on the other ones if you're applying for that specific position. But again, I applied in the past to jobs where they required Adobe XD knowledge and I only knew how to use Sketch really well, but I picked up Adobe XD pretty fast, so it isn't really a big learning curve. You should also consider the fact that softwares in and of itself are simply tools. What really matters in UI UX design is your thought process, your problem solving abilities, and being able to create visuals and brand identity elements which are going to resonate and achieve your client goals. Because at the end of the day, design softwares are like pen and paper. You pretty much have the ability to create anything that you want, and it's not going to be the tool in and of itself which is going to be the limiting factor 99.9% of the times, but it's going to be your skills, your abilities. So you always want to grow when it comes to that department. And when you're looking to learn a specific design software, I wouldn't stress too much about which one you're going to learn first, because again, the learning curve is going to be really easy to learn like another design software if you already have the base knowledge of one. And again, it's not going to be a big deal overall, so don't stress too much about it. Now you always want to consider also the pros and cons of the design software which you're actually looking to really specialize in, if that's something that you want to do. So for example, if you're working remotely and you're really into finding a software which is great for collaboration remotely, I think that Figma has an edge these days, as well as Adobe XD. But Figma specifically allows you to collaborate in real time with clients and team members. So you can create certain dynamics which at the present moment are difficult to create, for example, with Sketch. However, that can be also a con because maybe Figma allows the client to have too much flexibility when it comes to also editing the design software. So it really depends on the type of clients and the way that you structure your work. So it's not just a simple answer and you should always consider Figma if you're working remotely. I personally work remotely with Sketch a lot of the times simply because I want to avoid some of the possible cons in the workflow, the way that I structure it if I were to use Figma. So keep that in mind. It really depends on the client, it really depends on the workflow and how you're going to use the tool. Because at the end of the day, again, design tools are just tools. And this is something which I always teach my students, either if it's a one-on-one coaching session or in one of the courses. I always want to stress the fact that you always want to improve the skill sets first and then focus on the technicalities, on the softwares, on the tools, because the basic problem solving abilities, that's what's going to really help you get the clients and achieve massive results for them. And if you give a lot of value, then you're going to receive value back if the entire ecosystem is structured properly. So this is pretty much it for this video. I now have to run and jump on a call. So I'll see you in the next video, and if you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. And if you're interested in checking out any of the courses or the freebies which I leave for upcoming designers, click the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.